is a very, very hot day for the beautiful game.
Different sense of form. Houston have lost 4 of their last 5 games in all conference, with Chicago just snapping a 10-match winless run by beating DC United last time out. A lot of contrasting dynamics in this one, Bruce.
It should be interesting coming into this one. Chicago bottom of the East with 14 points.
Here's an opportunity, and that will find the back of the net. The second one right now. Quintero, back of the net.
90 minutes for Paulo Nagamura's Houston Dynamo. Thoro Farson and Darwin Quintero the goals. It finishes Houston Dynamo 2, Chicago Fire 0.
So coming out of the international break, it was a good win against DC, and then heading into the Houston game, you obviously felt like the Fire were starting to gain some momentum, but a rather uninspiring performance. And then you're heading into a home game against the Philadelphia Union, who at the time were first place in the Eastern Conference and obviously extremely well coached by former Fire member Jim Curtin.
The mentality with this team has always been, yeah, we didn't do enough to win this game in Houston, but we have Philly, it's at home, they're top in the East, we know what we have to do, and that's to go out and win the game.
We control the game, okay? No Houston, no Philly controls our game. We control it. This is our mentality today, okay? So bring it in and win the home game. Come on, let's go, let's go.
So the way that the Fire came out and dominated the opening moments of the game against Philadelphia, it felt like a playoff game. And really, because of the hole that the Fire dug themselves, any game at home needs to be maximum points. So you got that vibe from Chicago in the early going, and they were knocking on the door throughout the course of the first half.
Able to do so. Shios is waiting at the back post. It is just wide from the skipper. Caught astray. Mueller looking for the curler. Blake saw it late and parries it away. It's a good save for the Jamaican. Sekulic wanted to go quickly for Herbers. It's a great ball. Herbers stumbling, able to find Mueller in 1v1. And what a save from Andre Blake. That is simply what the Jamaican does. Chris Mueller cannot believe it. Coach, it seems like you guys were on the front foot for the majority of the first 45 minutes and really created a lot of chances. What's missing from your boys right now?
I don't have to tell you, just the finishing aspect of it,
Then you start to get into the second half, and Chris Mueller, who obviously joined the team about 6-7 weeks ago, was really starting to find his form. He made an immediate impact as soon as he came over from Scotland, but this was a game in particular where Fire fans and got to see the Schaumburg native in all that he's able to do, and it came to head really when he was in the corner matched up against Kai Wagner, who's really one of the better left backs in the league, both from an attacking and defending standpoint.
And now Mueller. Oh, it's magical from the Schaumburg native. Trying to pick out Sekulic. Still able to win it back. Now it's Navarro! Created by Mueller and finished off by Federico Navarro. And the Fire take a 1-0 lead.
Son pocos los goles que hago y bueno, estaba más contento por poder ayudar al equipo porque estábamos en un momento que necesitábamos ganar. Se sintió bien porque ellos eran un rival difícil y nosotros fuimos superiores.
So you're coming off this great win against Philadelphia. It was midweek, and then you have the difficult task of flying out to the West Coast, time zone change, a long flight, and you're taking on a San Jose Earthquake team who was in last place of the Western Conference, and you're taking them on just 4 days after you beat the best team in the Eastern Conference. So obviously a lot of momentum and a lot of confidence from Chicago heading into that game.
We knew we had to pick up points on the road. We felt really good going into that game, and we started that game really, really well. We created chances in the first half.
And your San Jose Earthquake.
They had 15-25 minutes in the first half where they were really all over the home side. They created a number of point-blank opportunities, but just simply didn't have the magic that they did against Philadelphia. San Jose do what they do best. They hit you on the counter. They send long balls over the top and stretch the field. And, they end up converting on 2 goals that were probably deserved at the end of the day. Substitutes Brian Gutierrez and John Duran come on. They make the game interesting late on by getting a goal during stoppage time, but it wasn't enough on the day, and the Fire continued that trend of sort of inconsistency, trading wins and losses. So following that San Jose game, you knew you were going to have a week off before you started a 3-game homestand against Columbus, Toronto, and Seattle. So another stretch where you have 3 games in 8 days, but they had a week to recover, and you're going up against the Columbus Crew side that Ezra Hendrickson knows all too well, having been an assistant for 2 years, helping them win an MLS Cup under Caleb Porter. Going to be a very emotional game, and not for nothing, Cucho Hernandez coming over from then Premier League side Watford, and a big signing, and was expected to make his debut against Chicago.
Duran again, Shaqiri leaves it, Mueller 2-0! Chris Mueller! And this is a sensational first half performance by the Fire.
The first half was very good. We played very good football. We were doing everything, we were staying within our game plan, and they scored in the 63rd minute.
Last weekend, after that hip problem, he missed 3 games. Oh, here's a chance. Etienne Junior for Columbus, and it's 2-1. Out of absolutely nothing, the substitute for the Columbus Crew.
They kept going, and they kept punching us, and in the press conference after, I said we didn't punch back.
Here come the Crew again. Diaz, the square ball, Etienne Junior, and it's 2-2. It's easy onside. Hernandez for the Columbus Crew. Oh, what a finish! What a finish for the Columbus Crew by the debutant, Cucho Hernandez. His first Crew goal.
Whenever you go up 2-0 and a team comes back like that, it's very devastating. And then to do it at home, after being up 2-0 in the first half, it was rock bottom. As a staff, we weren't going to let that be the end of our season. That was not, like I said, indicative of this team and what we're all about. So we had to pull ourselves together because, we had Toronto coming around, 3 or 4 days later.
Coming off the loss against Columbus, you still have 2 games at home, and you know that you need 6 points at this point. Now that you lose that game, particularly in the fashion that you did, you needed 6 points, and it started against Bob Bradley on Wednesday night, and really they owed them one from the game right before the international break, in which they outshot them 33-5 and still ended up on the wrong side of a 3-2 scoreline.
After that Columbus game, we felt like we needed to do something because it was a bad game to lose. We needed different energy on the pitch. We needed something different and something more dynamic maybe. And Duran had picked up his training habits. So we thought, let's do this. Let's try the kid and see what happens.
We go out there tonight and for 90 minutes, guys, we kick some asses. This changes tonight. Rafa.
It doesn't matter what happened on Saturday. But today is the day we stick to the game plan. That's so important. If we stick to the game plan, we're successful. Okay, we saw it in the first half on Saturday. Okay, come on. Let's go. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, fire!
So John Duran gets the start, and from the moment that the whistle blew, all of the doubt vanished.
Del primer minuto que me levanté en el día, mi familia, todos habían dicho que era mi día. Estaba tranquilo. La confianza que me brindaron, mis compañeros, sobre todo Carlos.
Away goes Durant. He's onside because he was in his own half. What a big moment this could be for the Fire. The opening goal! A stunning breakaway by the Chicago Fire. And John Durant made absolutely no mistake inside the opening 4 minutes here on a Wednesday night on the lakefront.
Creo que se tuvo un poquitico de frialdad y el arquero también jugó muy rápido. Entonces eso me ayudó a que el balón pudiera entrar. Muy feliz por ese gol.
There was one particular play where Mauricio Pineda looked like he was going to be in a bit of hot water. He ends up playing a beautiful ball towards Brian Gutierrez, and there was just an outrageously ostentatious backheel.
Tremendous by Gutierrez, and Turan is away. No, it's absolutely fantastic. What a move by the Chicago Fire. That is champagne football, and an outrageous flick by Brian Gutierrez, and John Duran off to the races.
I just said, why not, you know? And it worked out, I guess. It worked out really good, but Duran made most of the play. He started from half field and he took off.
Un pase de Guti genial que lo va a tirar otra vez y no le va a salir. Fue una vez por año. Pues bueno, un pase muy lindo y ya la convicción del delantero. Llegar a meta y definir siempre. Esa celebración significa como, primero es esto, como tengo un tatuaje acá, que todo lo puedo en Cristo que lo fortalece. Y bueno, lo demás, esa celebración es mía. La tenía inventada hace rato y me gusta.
He scores 2 goals, we go up 2-0 at halftime. Similar situation that we just faced, 4 days before against Columbus. Nothing was mentioned about that game because I didn't want the guys to start thinking back about what happened and start going in a shell, so to speak. Yeah, the scoreboard says 2-0, but we're going to treat it as a 0-0 game. We're going to go out there and for the next 45 minutes, we're going to make sure that they don't score. If they do not score, we win the game.
That's worth a third goal. Yeah, you put this on a loop. Might have a go, He does! It was an excellent effort and it was a terrific save.
Just being in the right position, and then, the rest is just a muscle memory. I do it in training, so I think that, that just came like instinct. I have to keep the ball out of the net, so I'm gonna do as much as I can to try and make that save.
Come on! Come on! Come on!
We came back and we showed that mentality that we're not out of it just yet. The Chicago Fire is here to play, and then we can make playoffs, and we're just gonna keep going game by game and trying to get the 3 points.
It's getting better. It's starting to get there, all right? Now we got to take it from game to game now, all right? We got to show up Saturday with the same type of enthusiasm, the same type of energy. Everyone tonight that stepped on the pitch did their job. It's not easy to come back from what happened Saturday. You guys found a way to do it. Good job. See you guys tomorrow.
So the energy coming off the Toronto game, I think was cautiously optimistic. You bounce back with 3 points, but you're still thinking to yourself, this isn't anywhere close to a successful homestand unless you pick up all 6 points against Toronto and Seattle. And of course, you're welcoming the most consistent team in Major League Soccer.
Very, very tough opponent. One of the best teams in the league. Concacaf Champions League winners. They have the players, they have the coach, and we're facing them at home.
This team is much better than Toronto. But if we go out as a unit and work hard as we did in the past, we're gonna them, okay? Let's get the second win this week and let's... Vamos! Fire 3, 1, 2, 3!
Both teams desperate for a win on this Saturday night. Chicago Fire take on the rave green of the Seattle Sounders. This should be a good one. This is ominous. Morris on the outside of Bornstein, and he calls a great save out of Slanina. Gutierrez in the penalty area, won't reach it, but he does reach it. Bilko, it's an excellent save by Cleveland. Here he is again, lovely flick.
Mueller do here? Was he tripped by Nuhu? The referee says no. Ezra Henderson can't believe it.
So when you have games like this, you're looking towards your leaders, and who better to look to than your captain? And Rafael Schijos was on top of his game. He was outstanding defensively, sort of seeing the field the way that Nico Lodeiro does on the defensive side of the ball. And Rafa Schijos, the former Bundesliga center back, was absolutely magnificent on the night.
Lovely close control from him. Navarro, the chance, Schijos! What a goal for the Chicago Fire! He gets his second in a week. Fede Navarro with a 3-ball into the penalty area. And the captain, Rafa Schijos, with a pinpoint header into the corner. It's been coming again.
Everyone here in the club knows I love to be in the offense. I like shooting at the practice, and so it's always a good opportunity for us defender to get a chance to score.
Obviously, whenever you catch momentum like that, you want to keep it going. So I think the guys are in a really good mood. We're really confident. We're starting to understand how everyone plays together, how Ezra wants us to play and everything. So I think that we have to keep this momentum up. When you build momentum, it's the hardest part is to keep it. So I think now it's important to make sure that we're prepared for Vancouver, and obviously it's going to be a tough one away. It's a long trip, so yeah, I think the mentality is really good right now, and guys are putting in the work, the extra work, and things are starting to flip for us.
Hardest thing is to get there, but it's even harder to stay there. We're there, within striking distance, guys. Within striking distance. Keep believing in yourselves, keep fighting, keep working hard, and we'll be successful, guys. All right? Let's go!
I'm excited. I think the team is excited. We're ready to prove that we can also pick up points on the road. If we get these 3 points and continue building on that momentum that we built the last 2 games, I think that we're going to be successful in this Vancouver games. Just preparing and doing what we can on and off the field is going to be the most important.
So there are a lot of questions for Chicago heading into this trip to Vancouver, and really beyond that. Is John Duran going to be healthy and be that striker that the Fire so desperately need? Are they going to be able to pick up 3 points on the road and win on the road to make up for some of the lost points at home at Soldier Field so far this season? And are they going to finally put an end to a 4-year drought of making the postseason? They have been missing some pieces. Good. This is what you guys came here for, isn't it? Yep.
Very good.
Gracias.
Thank you.